Hello friends, how's it going? Ash here, welcome back to Extra Gents Scents. Hope that you're doing well. A little bit ago I got in my new Rayhaan fragrances. So I did a video on this one right here, Ocean Rush. This one I got in by itself. I actually ordered all three of these at the same time, but this one came in first. So I did a video on this one, check that out if you haven't. But now these have come in. So I figured, let's talk about these. So we've got a Fresh Wave for him and Pacific for him. And these, all three, I actually bought from Amazon. They were all right around 25 bucks. Some were maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but right at about 25. So I'll have all these linked in the description in case you want to check them out. As of when I'm shooting this, I don't think they're at any of the major discounters or anything like that, which is why I had to buy them off Amazon. And Ocean Rush, this one reminded me kind of like a cheaper Versace Pour-Homme. If you want to just really dumb it down, like a cheap, somewhat minerally Versace Pour-Homme, kind of in that style. And these two both remind me of other fragrances as well. Before we jump into that, here are a bunch of different codes that you can use at different fragrance websites to save yourself some money. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the presentation. We'll just take a look at each of these at the same time, presentation-wise, because they're very similar. So first up, we have Pacific for him, Aqua Collection right there on the front, Eau de Parfum concentration, 100 ml size. On the bottom, you have your badge code and your other ingredient information. And then the bottle itself, very similar to the other two, calligraphy on the back. This one, gold coloration all the way through. And then you have Fresh Wave for him. Again, presentation pretty much the exact same, other than the color scheme has changed. This one has a blue calligraphy on the back with a silver cap. And let's go ahead and spray these ones out so you can see Atomizers in action. And as you can see there, cap slides very snugly into place on these guys. There we go. And now this one. So this brand, if you haven't heard of them, they are associated with Versace, so I believe they're kind of like a more affordable spin-off brand, like a sub-brand essentially. And they have a bunch of other lines as well, other than this Aqua line, this Aqua Collection. I have not smelled any of the others, so I don't know if they're good, bad, indifferent, what they smell like, if they smell expensive, cheap, whatever. These are the only ones that I've smelled so far. So I guess we'll start here this time. We'll go left to right. So we're starting off with Fresh Wave. And this one, the second that I sprayed it on, I knew exactly what this was. And it kind of makes sense when you, I guess, look at the name and everything like that. This is Cool Water. Yeah, this smells like Davidoff Cool Water. Now, you could also say, well, Cool Water, you know, that smells like Green Irish Tweed, right? So this could maybe be actually a Green Irish Tweed clone. But when you smell this, it is firmly on the Cool Water side of things. So Green Irish Tweed, much richer, has more of a, obviously a green feel to it, more depth, more complexity to it. Cool Water, you know, heavy on that ambroxan, that sort of sea salty, fresh blast that you get from Cool Water. That's what's going on here. So while you could absolutely use this as an alternative to Green Irish Tweed, in the same way you could use Cool Water as an alternative to Green Irish Tweed, that's basically what you've got going on here. Now, it does smell pretty good. I like the smell of Cool Water, and I like the smell of Green Irish Tweed a bunch. I like it. I think this stuff smells nice. That being said, you kind of have to factor in the other things that you can get in that price point, that price range, and see if it makes sense for you. But this one is a very clean, very fresh, sea salty, Cool Water type of scent. That's what you got going on here. And it does have a little bit of that green feel to it. So does Cool Water, to be fair. Would I place this above some of the other, you know, Green Irish Tweed, Cool Water-esque clone fragrances from brands like Armaf? Yeah, I don't know. At 25, I might myself just even go for Cool Water. But this one smells pretty good. It is a Cool Water type scent. Then over here we have Pacific, and this one smells along the lines of like Invictus Aqua. It's got that bubblegummy sweet scent profile. The second that you spray it on, you know immediately what it is. It has even more of a, almost like a candied scent profile underneath that bubblegum. I know bubblegum is already sweet, right? Bubblegum, everybody always, with the Invictus, the bubblegum. It's like this one has sweet on top of sweet while still being very fresh. Like I couldn't decide if I wanted to spray here or here just now, so I sprayed there. Yeah. quite sweet, quite sweet. A touch soapy off skin, actually, underneath that bubble gum. Regardless, that is going to remind you of things in that vein, in that style, Invictus Aqua. Between the two, I do think that this one smells like the more expensive fragrance because, again, when you got something that comes across smelling like cool water itself is, well, like 20 bucks. So, assuming you're shopping at discounters, but when you smell that scent profile, you don't immediately think of something that's high-end, right? So it could be that that's why, to me, this one smells more expensive than this one. And I would say of these three, the Aqua collection, this one probably smells the cheapest, again, because of that cool water-esque feel. And then this one actually smells the best. And I'm not even a huge fan of Invictus style fragrances. You could think of this as maybe like Rasasi's cheap version of Hawas, or Hawas Ice, like their cheap version of that. Absolutely though, this does not smell as good as Hawas. It does not smell as good as Hawas Ice. So between, you know, this one and either of those, I would take either of those hands down over this one. Yes, this is cheaper, but you know, going down to that price range, maybe I'd try to find Legend Spirit, assuming it still goes for around that price. I checked just now. You can get a 2.5 ounce of Legend Spirit for $20 as of this video at Joma Shop. I would take that hands down over this. It's still decent. It's still decent. It's just that's better. So there we go. That's kind of a rundown of the Aqua collection, essentially Cool Water, Versace Pour Homme, Invictus Aqua. You could call them like twist clones where they're not exactly a one-to-one, but when you smell these, you can tell what they're trying to be, what they're inspired by. And I will say that Pacific, as it dries down, has almost like a sunscreen kind of feel. Again, I said initially like a soapiness underneath, but the more it dries, kind of a sunscreeny feel to it. Alpha Tester Strip, way brighter. And on the whole, I would say that these are okay. Not amazing, not great, not fantastic, they're okay. And I think that realistically, for each one of these, at the price point that they're at, there are better fragrances out there that do the same thing, just better. So there we go, Rayhaan fragrances, the Aqua collection. Maybe I'll pick up the Imperia collection next or something like that and see how those are. I will say though that if you didn't want to spend too much money and you didn't really want to shop around or anything like that, you could get all three of these and have a good little, you know, summer lineup there. So there is that. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.